Hi, I'm Kevin with the Y Richmond, and welcome to my channel. You read the title, you clicked the thumbnail, so let's get into it. Clubhouse is dead. Now, you might be wondering, why am I all of a sudden talking about Clubhouse? And the thing is, it's because I was checking the analytics on some of my videos, and I noticed that the search term that brings people to some of my music videos and my song association challenges is Clubhouse. And I was wondering why. And then I remembered that at the end of every one of my descriptions, I say, chat with me on Clubhouse. And I was like, why did I do that? And then I thought back to a year ago when I started this channel, and I was like at my peak Clubhouse obsession, especially around this time of year. I was on it day and night. Now, for those of you who don't know, Clubhouse is a social app, and it allows you to connect with other users through the app by voice and voice alone. When my best friend introduced it to me, she told me about it, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I really need to be on another app. But then she told me how you can only connect with people in real time only through voice. There's no texting, there's no messages, there's no pictures, there's no anything like that. It's just, you're just literally talking to people. Then I was sold. And I remember, I think probably the first night that I got on there, I ended up in a room talking to Justine Bateman and like 10 or so other people about like metaphysics and spirituality and the universe. And I was like, oh man, this is it. This is my jam. When you onboard, basically, well, let me back up. So my best friend told me about it, and then she sent me an invitation because at the time it was like invite only. I don't know if it's the same now, but at the time, everybody who was on there was only on there at the invitation of a user that was already on the system. So she sent me an invitation, and then when they onboard you, they basically just suggest a lot of people for you to follow, basically just like a lot of celebrities and then people who are popular on Clubhouse. And then they ask you about any interests you have and like give you these categories of things that you might be interested in. And after you select those, they usher you into this virtual hallway, and it's full of rooms where you can go into the room and listen to people talk about the things that you're interested in, or listen to the people who you followed who might be in those rooms talking, or they might be just listening. And you can either go in there and you can talk yourself, or you can just listen. It's pretty easy, actually. You just go in there and you can listen, kind of like podcast style, to people talking about different things. Or if you want to contribute to the discussion, you just like push the button to raise your hand, and whoever is in charge of the room can bring you up to the stage, and then you can talk and contribute to the conversation. When I got in there, I like, after that whole metaphysical conversation I had, I was just like, okay. I was talking to like a lot of people about spirituality and stuff, and then I got sucked into some astrological discussions. But pretty quickly, like, I realized, oh, this would be a good tool for networking. So I tried to like get into networking mode as soon as possible, and I started going to like different casting workshops with different casting directors. I did a workshop with Seth Caskey, who was so great. He was just really heart forward and really just kind. You could tell that he's a good soul, man. He gave a lot of great advice about self tapes, which at the time was the first time in my acting career, at least, when self tapes was like the primary mode of me auditioning for things. And so he talked about lights. He gave great advice about like cameras to use, different setups. He even gave advice about backdrops, which was really cool because at first I was just on Amazon buying every backdrop that I thought looked cool. I kind of still do. I also went to a casting workshop with Leah Daniels Butler. She was so good. She was very like straightforward, but very kind and very patient. And if you're not like auditioning for these like big casting directors projects all the time, they kind of seem like these untouchable gatekeepers. But she was like very the opposite of that. She was very approachable. She was warm. She took the time to answer me and make sure that she had answered my questions. It was awesome. After that, I was like pretty much in actor mode, and I started following a couple of other progressing actors, and that ultimately led me to Reed's Clubhouse, which was a club in Clubhouse of actors who every week would perform produced properties already. So they would perform like half-hour sitcoms, whether it was multicam or single cam. They would do hour-long dramas. Sometimes they would do like animated shows. It was amazing. And it's just this company of actors, and every week you just sign up and say I'm available. And then the director slash producer, Joss, she was amazing. I don't know how she juggled so much stuff as much as she did, but she would assign people parts. She would even have acting coaches in there so that they can really help you nail the beats and like really get the most out of those moments. It was really cool. Like, I think I did it probably for over a month, maybe a month or 2 months, and it was really like the highlight of my time on Clubhouse, because just performing in this company of talented, supportive actors every week, it was so much fun. We would perform, and it felt kind of like old school, like the 30s or something, like 40s, like the radio shows that actors used to do back then. And I felt myself like kind of having a camaraderie with that kind of niche performance group. And it really helped me just dig deeper into my own tool set and emote and be able to express myself with just using my voice. I think as an actor, the body is such a gift, but the voice is too. And being able to perform every week for a good month and a half only using my voice was such a phenomenal experience. I'm super grateful for that. I also met some agents on there, a couple of them. They would have like different rooms and they would be talking about different things. A couple of them invited me to send them my materials. I mean, nothing ever came from it. I ended up getting an agent on my own last year, but I wouldn't have been able to meet those people and have those conversations and let them know, hey, I'm here, if it had not been for Clubhouse. So that's something that was really, really cool about it. I didn't only use it for networking though. I also, I found a guitar teacher and I learned how to play learned. I started playing the guitar. I started taking guitar lessons through Clubhouse. My teacher was really kind. He was very, very patient. I think a lot of the times he knew that I hadn't quite been doing the homework he had signed, but he was very cool. I wish I could have stuck with it. I only did it for like a month. I only took a month worth of lessons because I very quickly realized that the dedication required in order to get as good as I wanted to get did not match my desire to commit to that work. Maybe I'll go back to it. Who knows? I also just listened kind of podcast style to a lot of different rooms. I love Vox Machina, which is a great show on Amazon. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. And I used to listen to the Dungeons and Dragons rooms. Even though I never have played in my life, I just like listening to these mythical quests. It was so cool. Also, I would listen to other acting groups put on plays. I once had this beautiful Sunday where it was just a nice sunny Sunday and I was listening to a group of people put on Antigone, just having brunch and listening to a great show. It was very, very cool. But I think with anything new, the newness eventually kind of wore off and I found myself not getting on every day. And then it was just every other day. And then it was every other week. And then before I knew it, a month had passed and I hadn't got on there. And then I got on there because I think I grabbed my iPad and I noticed the app icon had changed and my hallway was basically empty. It used to be my hallway was so full and I didn't even follow that many people. I think I followed over 100 or so people, but my hallway was always full of people. I remember I could jump in a room with Keisha Cole going in on dudes that cheat and how stupid they are, or I could jump in a room and listen to Karen and Shipka talk about the Sabrina episodes. But this time my hallway was just full of NFT and Bitcoin rooms, which I don't know anything about. If somebody wants to teach me, let me know. Make it make sense. But since I'm not interested in that, I just very quickly closed the app. And I thought maybe it was a fluke, so I got on the next day, but it was basically the same. And then very shortly after that, I saw an article that said Clubhouse users are going down. So I was oh, I guess I'm not the only one. I think probably one of the big things that I heard over and over again, during the peak of Clubhouse, was that people really missed being able to connect with other people because if you think back this time in 2021, a lot of people were just in their house all the time. And so being able to connect with new people and just have interaction with people in real time was something that people really, really wanted. I know that was one of the big reasons why I liked it because I missed going out and meeting new people. And so being able to connect with people on Clubhouse was awesome. But now people are going out more, the world is opening up a little bit, so we don't really need the digital refuge that we can get in real life. But who knows? Maybe it's still growing and maybe this is just a valley before it peaks again. We'll see. If you want to get on Clubhouse, I think I still have some invitations, so let me know and I'll be happy to send you one. Let me know your experience in the comments. I would love to hear about it. But yeah, that's it. If you made it to the end of this video, I love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and until then, my friend, I'll see you next time.